I mean, the number of people actually whose lives were changed in the gym it was countless. People coming in who, suffered depression and who just time after time just felt like just down and out, and then it's like, okay, maybe this is the last chance. Maybe I should just get myself in shape, or this and that. But they come to the gym, and after a while, you start to see the light come out of them again, and then they feel that their whole life is transformed. And for sure, it changed my life too. Like I model, and being in good shape is a massive part of that. And but the thing is, it's just like the tools that Paul helped give to me to be able to take further and train for myself were just priceless, really. And I'm just like thankful for that stage in my life where it's like, hey, you've got a good base and you just build from there, and then you can just fly. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you today? Feast your eyes on none other than A12 graduate and angel-faced Connor Schelling. Connor, how are you?
I'm doing really well, Dwayne. Thanks for having me here.
Well, let's start back at the beginning. I first remember encountering you in Centaur in Paul's gym where he created the Amazing 12.
Yep.
In there, and you were also at the first ever RKC in the UK or Ireland, where you had Pavel Tsatsouline, Dan John, and all these guys were over. StrongFirst, and there was other things happening with that. But back then, you were like this go-getting kid who just wanted to just be involved in stuff and see what was happening. But a good athlete and someone who was also a part-time tennis pro. So start at the beginning of the journey. Tell me, how'd you end up in there with some of the rougher sorts of Belfast?
That's a funny story. So I was playing tennis. I was a young professional trying to make my way up the ranks. My dad came across Paul's page, or the kettlebell instruction himself. So then we went on the page, and I had looked at all the photos of the previous HKC, and these guys just looked like the most badass people, and like tattoos all over, just complete like muscle heads. And to be honest, I was actually a little bit intimidated to go in. I was like, oh god, oh jeez. But then, so that was the first one that I did was actually the HKC, which is kind of an entry-level kettlebell instruction before you progress to the RKC. I headed down to the gym, I checked it out, and already there was just this vibe, this atmosphere about the place, which was exciting. But when I went in and I met Paul and everybody, they were super, super welcoming. So initially I had that trepidation where I was like, oh god, these guys are just going to chew me out and spit me out. And then I went in, and there was just like this instant connection with everybody. I just got on. It was a great environment, and like the vibe at that time, it was just a really, really, exciting place to be. There were, Carl Fenton, Conor McKillop, Martin McManus, and it was just like a lot of people just, really, really working hard in the gym and training. So it was a good place to be. And eventually, after I did the RKC, I was pretty much addicted to getting strong, feeling, the power. I was like, yes, power is surging through me. And obviously Paul's, at the time, 12-week physique was already quite popular, already on Facebook and all across the internet. But it was quite locally at the time. He hadn't expanded into the A12. But already then he'd been having amazing transformations. And I thought, you know what? I'd like a little bit of that. So I signed up, I think, a couple months after I finished RKC. And that's really how I got involved in weight training and sort of the beginning of my fitness journey. And to be honest, like the principles that I learned within the first 6 months of training of my life have been so solid and so fun, the base fundamentally has been so strong that I've kept those values, and I still train in a very similar way as I did when I was, started off with Paul and in Centaur in general. Yeah. There was an American company, I think it's called Beachbody, and they have these sort of 10 to 12 week type programs where you just follow some circuit classes. and to be doing a bit of that, but you can't really compare a at home workout to what you can actually get hands on, in a gym, and where you're actually using a much more structured program, where you can progress further and further than with just sort of like push-ups, pull-ups, star jumps and that sort of stuff. Even though, I mean, for me, the P90X at the time was great. I was like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. And then, I mean, it was popular at the time. That was like 2012. And, but then, yeah, just once I got my hands on like a good pair of dumbbells and started to feel like strength growing, I was like, this is good stuff.
I remember you eventually progressed to snatch the beast. You deadlifted 200 kilo.
Yeah.
Which was a huge achievement for you at that time.
200 kilos is just blew me out of order, and my strength went through the roof, and actually my weight dropped. So I started off at 88 kilos, athletic 88 kilos, but I mean, I had some form of definition of abs, but it was more like a sports person performance. Whereas then when I started really putting in the time in the weights, I lost weight, and then I had more muscle mass from that. So that was something that was nice, because you obviously, to see more definition, you have to cut down a little bit. You could see your strength go up, but you were getting lighter, you were getting faster, and yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. Feel good and strong.
And then tell me about the beast. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, the beast. So yeah, I just felt like I have an affinity with kettlebells. I just feel like it suits my body shape. And I actually remember when I first started training for the RKC, I couldn't even snatch a 20 kilo bell 5 times in a row. And I was like, how am I even going to do this? But with the help of Paul and getting me through that, I flew through all the tests. I just smashed them out of the water. And then I just felt like, the snatches are good. It suits me well. I was actually inspired by Paul, because I was seeing him, doing Turkish get-ups with the beast, and all these sort of things with heavier kettlebells. So I started off working my way up. Eventually, after time went by, I was just able to just pick up 48 kilo beasts of a bell and just 1, 2,
Where do you classify Paul in terms of your development since you met him?
Fundamental towards my whole outlook on fitness in general. When you feel good in your body, it's undeniable, and when there's like an environment which actually helps you blossom, helps you grow, it's a great feeling. So he's been 100% fundamental, broader range of things, and that, especially with the way that he trained us to not constantly go into your max, just touching it, but then also with the kettlebells, we would go to 60% of what the test was, and then we would train that. It would train within a comfort zone and get ourselves being comfortable within there, and then be able to move up, rather than completely destroy your body. So yeah, I've taken that through now into my life anyway, just to slowly and surely you'll get there. So.
But isn't that profound though? And when you think about it, and I remember being someone who just trained harder.
Mm-hmm.
You work harder and you get results, and that's how life works.
Mm-hmm.
I think fundamentally somebody's showing you that path. I only wish I'd known about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Transform your entire approach to training, and then as you've just discussed, how that can affect the rest of your life.
One of the specifications was that you have to press a certain amount of weight a certain amount of times, and from the tennis, I had a very strong right shoulder, but my left shoulder, because I was a one-handed backhand, it was very underdeveloped. So Paul just very quickly wrote down a little program for me to be able to press. I don't know. I think it was 24 kilos for five times. I couldn't even press an 18 kilo kettlebell with that arm, but I was fine with just this right arm. And he wrote down a little piece of paper, gave me a little structured plan, and I was like, oh, this is almost too easy. But I was like, how am I going to be able to press this weight for me, which it didn't seem impossible, but it seemed like this was going to be hard for me to be able to do. And then within 2 weeks, just boom, it came out of nowhere. And I was like, wow, this works, you know. It's so also to when people know more than you, to be able to be humble enough to listen and say, okay, this person's a professional. Put your trust in them, and the results speak for themselves, really.
Even thinking about that era of the gym, because that's definitely, that era is also a similar time I came into the gym. And I have so many fond memories of everything that was going on. There was just a buzz.
It was Tiffany.
Nightclub buzz almost. It was
a buzz. Yeah.
People coming in, and as you say, people were appearing at the door, kind of sheepishly looking in.
Yeah.
Summer, and they come in, or one or two I actually saw turn around and leave.
That's probably because they saw Paul do one of his dances off. He got the MC music on, and he was busting it out. It was always always laughs, always good vibes.
Well, they saw John Gowdy just grumping around the place.
I know. But Johnny, he was a quiet, brooding man, but he was always there to help you out. Like I remember when I did my first heavy squat. I think it was like 140 or 150 kilos. It's like, John, get behind me. You are spotting me for this. And he was like, up.
He actually is a cool guy. I give him a hard time, but he was one of the cert coaches at the certs we did, and he was just so much fun. On that subject, there's something that's kind of a thing with me where I like to discuss, because of that experience. I like to discuss with a lot of our coaches the importance not only of focusing on the bottom line financially, or focusing on training, or what kind of programs you're going to run or bring into your gym, but fundamentally understanding that if you have a winning atmosphere in the gym where people feel on an upward curve, and that very much depends on the program, that you can cultivate an atmosphere that becomes this intangible, powerful thing all on its own. It's half the battle when it comes to retaining clients and attracting new people, how people feel when they're there.
Yeah.
And how it makes them feel. Just tell me about your perspective on that.
I mean, the number of people actually whose lives were changed in the gym was countless. People coming in who, suffered depression and who just time after time just felt like just down and out, and then it's like, okay, maybe this is the last chance. Maybe I should just get myself in shape, or this and that. But they come to the gym, and after a while, you start to see the light come out of them again, and then they feel that the whole life is transformed. And for sure, it changed my life too. Like I model, and being in good shape is a massive part of that. But the thing is, just like the tools that Paul helped, give to me to be able to take further and train for myself, were just priceless, really. And I'm just like thankful for that stage in my life where it's like, right, you've got a good base, and you just build from there, and then you can just fly. Yeah.
Summarize Paul McElroy in your experience.
Paul is just like, he's an extremely supportive person. He's a great listener. He's very intuitive. He's extremely educated. He knows what he's talking about. He's been in the game for years. He's not only does he talk the talk, he's walked the walk. He's very powerful weightlifter. He's incredible athlete. I mean, you could just go endlessly about Paul, but he's not just like he's a genetic freak, and he's shown over and over and over and over and over that he can do it with all different body types, all different ages, men, women, just whatever he can help change your physique if you want to, and beyond that, an outlook to weight training life in general. He's, like I said, he's very intuitive. He's a great listener. He's always there to help. And he has an honest passion about health and fitness and helping people transform themselves. It's what the business he's in the transformation of himself. And honestly, he's world class. And I would just say, get to know him if you can, because I'm happy I've got Paul as a friend.
The modeling. What kind of world is that, Connor?
It's a good world. It depends on your experience. I mean, modeling within Ireland in general, it's great. I love it. As you go further apart to sort of UK and into Italy, where I would work, it's a lot more sort of like cutthroat. The thing is, what separates you from other people is, because there are hundreds of good-looking guys, there are hundreds of fit guys, but it's just like sometimes when you've got a bit of like a spark, you've got a bit of a shine, that it's like a confidence, a self-belief, and that is actually something that it was helped cultivated in the gym for me. I do believe definitely got a lot of jobs from working out in the gym, developing my body, and just looking good topless, really. Surrounded by beautiful women a lot of the time now. But it's just a hectic go life. It's exciting to be on the catwalk. It's exciting when you hear that music, and the first time you walk out, it's just boom, boom, boom. You're just in the zone, just working, being able to travel abroad. I'm blessed. Yeah, I've done a little bit of acting. I've been on Line of Duty. I've had a few little parts in Lodge and Ride, where it's just chasing after people saying, "What are you doing? Get back! That horse is dangerous." But it's just.
I want to hear about that story about you being an extra on Dracula.
Dracula. Oh God, yeah.
Being removed from the scene.
Yeah. Well,
tell everyone exactly what happened.
Okay, so obviously in Dracula there were a lot of sort of dark, brooding extras, and I was tall, in great shape, long blonde hair. And actually, it was Luke Evans, the main character. I was standing right behind him, and then the scene, I had like a big, like open shirt where my chest was just like popping out, and then he looked back and was like, "You're in the wrong movie. Get out of here, Twilight." Because I was taller than everybody else, and because I'm a model, I'm not bad looking. The camera just picked me up quite a lot in the background. And they were at the point where it's like, if this camera keeps picking up this guy, we're going to have to give him something. But then they just decided that, I was distracting too much from the main actors. So a little, "Okay, Connor, we got to let you go." But I still got a credit in the movie.
Oh, good.
So happy days.
I want to take you back a few years, and you remember that Paul had a kind of unprecedented success in the Men's Health Cover Model of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
He's had 6 total in terms of people who reached the final.
Who got to do the finals, yeah.
Applicants of tens of thousands of people, and for one gym with one program, that's so much. Because of the success, one year he put together like a team, and I was filming and making like...
We were the Avengers.
Men's Health. That experience was hilarious. Some of the banter back and forth in the gym. Like, I remember Carl Fenton just at you all the time, constantly at you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you know that your friends care about you when you
exactly
digs from them. But again, that developed, after the 12-week program that I did into that. It's like, hey, this is we believe that we can do it. Put everybody together. Create a great environment, and we were all pushing each other to work harder. Everybody had their sort of different qualities about each other. A testament to the program again, that it translates into sort of a worldwide standard of aesthetic, health or what you would find appealing. Yeah.
I have to say, when I was doing the A12, I found people like Carl and people like Marty would always just drop you a small piece of really encouraging advice. For every sort of joke or whatever like that, which they only ever did within people, as you say, that actually enjoyed one another's company.
Yeah,
it was brilliant as well, just to be sort of. And I remember something you said actually when you did yours, which was about staying patient and focused on any one moment, and all these little things play into your mind as you're going through it. But that environment is what breeds the success.
Yeah.
Not just following a program as well. It's about just this atmosphere of support and kind of togetherness.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's fundamental. And I always look back at that time with really fond memories. It's just so much laughter. And, it's just positivity all in all. I don't have enough good words to say about it. It just makes me smile. And when you have people around you that are doing the same thing and encouraging you to do more, especially when you see guys like Marty, just to have like so many strong people in the gym to inspire you to, it's like, wow, I'm gonna step up my game, but also step up my game, but just stay true to the path that you have to follow. But it's inspiring.
Connor, I'll just finish up by asking you, if someone were to ask your advice on the A12 program, whether or not to do it, is it all it's cracked up to be? Highlight benefit? Is it, on the fence? What would you say to that person?
I would just say, just go for it. Just do it 100%. It absolutely changed my life. It changed my physique entirely. It's worth the investment because you are investing in yourself. You can kind of like, well, okay, go do a little bit of this, go do a little bit of that, without that sort of the structure that was given and the foundation and the sort of core fundamental basis of strength to be able to progress and go further. It's very easy to kind of like flatline if you're just doing this and that. But I would just say 100% just go for it. It is absolutely worth it. You won't regret it. Your body will change, your mindset will change, and you just feel good about yourself. So I would just say 100% just do it.
Paul said to me, I was speaking with him a little earlier today, and he said, if talking to Connor Schelling isn't going to brighten up your day, nothing will. So it definitely has. Yeah. It's brilliant to talk to you again, my friend. Take care in everything that you're doing, and we'll chat to you again sometime.
Thanks very much, Dwayne.
See you later. Bye.
See you, buddy.